Okay, let's resume our class. Now it's 4:15. Okay, just now we had a few sharing regarding retaining people. Then basically from the discussion, if it is about organization or company, it's always they talk about one is a money issue, another is a human resource issue. So let's look at this. If it is for organization, I want to bring your attention to this. Okay, Dhamma leadership aligns with the natural laws of existence. It fosters optimal outcomes in the interconnected web of causes and effects, resulting in synergy where 1 + 1 is more than 2. This allows the causes and conditions to naturally come together, retain, and sustain, bringing about the best and enduring true benefits. What I want to bring your attention is, if we actually apply Dhamma leadership correctly, we're supposed to let people, allows causes and conditions include people and money, naturally come together, retain and sustain. Chinese we say, 因缘自然凝聚，愿流可续。这里的因缘主要是人的因缘呢，mainly 呢 the conditions, especially the human resource. Naturally, they come together naturally, retain and sustain. Okay. Again, we need to look at the beneficiary part. Okay. So first, you look at the beneficiary, grassroots, executors, and the mastermind. And the need of these three groups need to be taken care according to Dhamma leadership. Okay, this one. What is the shared true benefits? Between now is let's say you are a boss or you are the leader of an organization. You need to see clearly what you want out of that organization. You want to keep the organization going. But what about the talents that you talk about? You want the talents to stay. Do they have and you share a common goal? That is important. You see? If they share the common goal with you, then you achieve the common goal. They will be happy, you will be happy. But if not, but there will be occasion where, especially say if you're a worker, usually worker come under this category. Respective, this is a second beneficiary. Respective benefits of the second beneficiaries. Okay, what they want, what they care. Do you know that or you don't know? So if you are the mastermind, you belong to this third beneficiaries. So do you know you may know this, you have what you have in common. Okay, you want money, they want money. Okay, or in an NGO, you want an organization, they also would like to have, but they at times they may put their own peculiar needs over the group. You don't always expect the group, your workers or the volunteers or the Dhamma service to always care for the group and to the sacrifice of personal needs. They can do that for a while, but they cannot do it forever. They cannot do it in a lasting manner for a long time. So that's very important. If you are this group, you are the leader, the mastermind, you want to chart the course for the journey, for the organization journey, the group journey. You need to understand what you have in common. You need to understand what you particularly share with them, and you need to understand exactly what is very peculiar, very special to themselves that they care so much about. Eventually, this part of the needs need to be taken care of. If you don't take care of this, then they find drain up too much. After all the time they sacrifice themselves for the group, they will feel drained up too much. They will feel at loss. Okay? So now, this is the thing. But at the same time, if you, like for example, in Dhamma Earth, the Sangha, the Sangha who care, will run, organize it. We take care a lot of the Dhamma workers. We care. So Dhamma workers, they feel good. Okay, the leaders are good. The leader care about their welfare, things like that. Just make sure that they are not overburdened, whatever. But what about this group? The grassroots, the devotees. If the devotees, they are not getting the benefits that they wish for, eventually they may not stay. They will run away also. So when in the organization, when there's no devotees, or there's in the company there's no customers, then how can that company sustain? Then this part will collapse. If this part collapses, this cannot last. Okay, so we need to understand this. For example, just like here, if the lower part collapse, then you cannot sustain just by the top pyramid by itself. Cannot. As an organization, you cannot sustain. As an individual, possible. You can say now, but then Maṅgala go to meditate in the forest and don't care. So let the Dhamma Earth collapse. Yeah, but I still live well, no problem. But there will be no organization. So that's why when we talk about organization, when we think that we need the organization, then we need to care all three perspectives, all three aspects. So the common interest, common aspiration of all the first beneficiaries, second beneficiaries, third beneficiaries, definitely this must be taken care of. The common one, if not taken care of, everything will be finished. What is the common one? Let's say our organization. Talk about this. Okay? We want to reduce suffering. We want all happiness. We want of spiritual fulfillment. That's why we come to Buddhism. Instead of going to Christianity or other religion. Since you serve, you wish your life to be good and healthy. Okay? In fact, there are areas between third beneficiary and second beneficiary. This small area also can happen. But we focus on the shared by three and then the individual one, special needs. So when in Dhamma Earth at one time, when we as a Sangha, we take care of ourselves, we take care of the Dhamma workers, but we neglect certain aspect of the devotees, especially after the MCO. MCO, we neglect the MCO. The devotees, they want to come to meditate, but the monastery say, well, we have so many monks and nuns here. At that time when COVID was serious, so it was very strict. Some people complain to me that it's over strict, too strict. But whatever it is, now it's over. We need to take care and make sure people who the big chunk of the people, the biggest group, which is the devotees to grassroots, their needs, need to be taken care of. Sometimes they need the counseling, Dhamma advice, things like that. So if we are there to help them, then they feel happy. Otherwise, I felt very alarmed when some people, when they need guidance in life, at one time during the MCO, they have difficulty to get them. And also maybe because of personal preference, they feel shy to tell their problem among the familiar figures. They prefer to go outside. And at one time even go to the Christian counselor, which give the attention. So this, I'm not saying it's wrong. You can seek help anywhere that you trust. You can get help. It is not wrong. But I think it is a failure on our part to provide the Dhamma guidance things. Even worse is we are not aware. We were not. Then somehow I was told, and then I took the initiative to help. See, to care. So this is important. So this group, we need to understand what they need. Solving personal problem, sure. Yeah, we have the common one, the noble one, but we also have the very down to earth needs. Solving personal problem. When they don't know, they need the Dhamma guidance. Solving personal problem, fulfilling personal needs. They want to meditate. They wish to have some peace of mind. They want to come to the monastery. Things like that. Okay, etc. So this is important. And here also, you see, fulfilling personal needs, realizing personal values, they could have earned a better living out there, outside. But when they come to be a Dharma worker, they sacrifice better pay or better opportunity for monetary gain. They look for what? They will look to feel good, feel meaningful in their service. So realizing personal values, growth of personal abilities. After some years of serving, we cannot keep them just doing the routine, daily chores. Cannot. We need to give the opportunity to grow, to develop themselves. Then they feel good about it. So this is important. Okay. And then the leaders as well. Okay. Okay. So now, just to bear in mind, this, if you remember this, then maybe some of your questions that you raised, the issues, you pay attention a bit on this, then you will understand. So now let's go into the next talk. Okay, service. See, we have to come back to Dhamma part. Because this course mainly is to prepare our Dhamma service and our committee, our youth as well, to build, to provide service and cultivate merits in this organization. Treasure guideline for Dhammic Service. Okay, let's read together. I shall adhere to the fundamental logic of Dhammic service to deliver true benefits by serving Buddha dispensation and all beings. The Dhamma power and Karma power for success all arise from the mind. Okay. In the spiritual world, now if we come back to our focus in the spiritual world, when we want to do anything successfully, we want to materialize our dream or our aspiration. Two things important in the Dhamma world. One is Dhamma power, another is Karma power. Karma power basically is what you have accumulated in the past. What you have accumulated in the past is already there. How much you have, that's it. But right now, what we are doing, immediately now you cultivate tolerance, cultivate courage, determination, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, charity, etc. All this is while you're doing that, when you're practicing metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha. What is that? That is Dhamma power. When you do that, you feel the strength comes from you. When you cultivate love, your life, your heart is full of love, the energy of love and compassion. That is power. This power can produce a result, can move the world. This is. And karma power, when you do this, when you cultivate right now, what is after that? What is left behind in our mind, or also called a store as a mind potential, potency, we call karma power. A karma power is less difficult to control, because how it ripens, when it will ripen, is difficult, so difficult to say you can maneuver, to control, to manage, difficult. Yeah, you can do something to create the favorable conditions for the good karma to ripen. But no one can say decisively, I want this karma to ripen now or when. No one can do like that. Except to some extent, sometimes the Buddha could do that. Sometimes the Buddha could do that. For example, when a nun lost her eyes, but she has the karma for good eyes. The Buddha just wish her, she just saw the Buddha. The Buddha just look at her and wish her well. Then her eyesight recover. That is very miraculous kind of karma. Other than that, you don't see such a miraculous manifestation of karma. But Dhamma, yes. When we practice compassion now, then you see how it works. When we practice tolerance now, how you get through your difficulties with your tolerance and intelligence, wisdom, yeah, very fast. But what is left over karma is difficult. So if you look at this, karma power and Dhamma power eventually all arise from the mind. Because of our mind working, we develop Dhamma power and left behind karma power. So for that reason, when we perform anything good, we always work on our mind. Our mind is the key that we want to work on. Okay, next. So when we talk about Dhammic service, first, what we talk about regarding the internals, regarding oneself. You see, just now they were discussing about family and friends, family not supportive of your Dhamma practice. Then what can you do? First thing, go to self. Go to internal. You work on the internal. Some the discussion they already discover. You have to work on yourself first. If you can work on yourself well, then you see you see how you can influence your family members. So let's look at this. The first is always you start from internal. Whatever you want to do, always start from the internal. Work on the inside. The defects, try to remove the defects, try to mend whatever weakness we have, and correct it and change it until within we are strong and wholesome and well. Okay? So let's read this. Okay, together. Regarding the internals, regarding oneself, I shall incessantly uplift my wisdom and cultivation of different and non-self, train up unhurtable mind Dhamma, be able to accept whatever that comes fully and perfectly, and grow in all situations. So we want to uplift our wisdom and uplift the cultivation of development, dependent origination, and non-self. We uplift wisdom and the cultivation of dependent origination and non-self. This quality is very important. I use the word unhurtable. Unhurtable. Mind. You cannot be hurt. This mind it keeps us in infallible state. Whatever happens, we cannot be shaken. That's very important. Be able to accept whatever that comes, means good and bad, fully and perfectly, and grow in all situations. So we cultivate this. This is the first strength. Before we talk about helping others, we talk about how to regard others, regard outside. This is the inside thing. If we have this power, then on top of this, you can cultivate others. If we ourselves get shaken easily, how? So this unhurtable mind Dhamma, the Dhamma of the mind Dhamma, mind quality. So I use the word mind Dhamma. I don't use mental Dhamma for a reason. Mind Dhamma, mind quality, mind Dhamma. I purposely didn't want to use the word mental. I use mind Dhamma. So these two things very helpful for this unhurtable mind. Dependent origination and non-self. And these two kind of wisdom comes in three phases, as we know. Sutta Mahapanya, when you listen about dependent origination, oh yeah, everything happened because of condition. When condition come together, then things manifest. Okay, so you can understand this. So you try to see, later when you reflect upon it, you try to see things in this way. Whatever happened because of condition, look at the world around. Everything happened because of conditions only. So when we have this in mind, we regard things that we don't fully understand in the same manner. They also happen because of conditions, dependent, interdependent. Okay, and then things happen. And because they happen in a conditioned way, when the conditions shatter or disperse, the phenomena then also disperse, also change. So this is a very important wisdom. Help us to accept things as they are and without getting upset, without getting hurt, getting disappointed, etc. And then the non-self. Non-self also. You can talk about, you can reflect in the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. If it is a self, I can command, I want it to be like that, I would want it to be not to be like that. But our body, our feeling, our perception, our mental formations, our consciousness, none of these we can command decisively. If we cannot command, why do we work hard? Why do we practice Dhamma and this? Why do we work hard? Because dependent origination. We are not fated to, our life is not fated, not fixed. There is a change that we can produce in our life. And yet there are things that somehow we are limited because of certain condition, not easy to be changed. So due to the dependent origination, things happen. For example, this seed, mango seed you produce, you cannot produce durian fruit. But for the mango seed that you plant, what are the changes? What are the variables that you can master? Fertilizer, the water, soil quality, etc. So these are the certain things. So you can create the condition, favorable condition for it to grow well. But there are certain things that you cannot change. If the seed is mango seed, don't try to change it to be produce durian. No, it doesn't work that way. So in the same way, we understand our life as such. There's no things are conditioned. If you don't have the condition, you cannot produce the result. But at the same time, we can create the condition for things to happen. So there's no perfect mastery, but there's a because of the dependent origination phenomena in the world, everything is conditioned. So we can use our intelligence to produce favorable conditions for the end we want to meet, we want to achieve. Okay. So this is the first thing. Then non-self. In fact, this dependent origination, when you come to deeper understanding, is by bhavana maya panya, direct experience. But even before that, cinta maya panya, our reflective knowledge, can also help a lot when we try to reflect about dependent origination. And then this non-self. Non-self also. So, but it's more difficult to understand. More difficult to understand. But, well, if you don't talk on high level, you can just say more selfless. I try to be more selfless. If you can be more selfless, less self-conscious, you can love yourself, you can care about yourself. But over self-conscious means people who are very sensitive, how people look at me, how people regard me, respect me or not, So when you go for all those things, you see how difficult, how heavy it is, your mind is outburdened. But if you tell yourself, okay, well, the more I you really care about yourself, you should know the signs, and then you let go. Don't be over self-conscious and more selfless. Try to be a little bit more selfless and try to experience the freedom that comes with it and the wisdom that comes with it. Then slowly you will realize by developing these two Dhamma, your mind become less and less hurtable, more and more unhurtable. Not easy to be hurt. It means that. Okay. So next. Okay, let's read regarding the internals, regarding oneself. I shall incessantly uplift the measureless mind dhammas of loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. Train up emotional health and wellness, undeprivable dhamma joy and happiness, and ever capable to face any individuals, matters, and events in the world with bright and open heart. So the keywords here is another achievement through Dhamma practice is undeprivable Dhamma joy and happiness. If we cultivate this, this is actually the Buddhist EQ. Loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. The first three actually you can summarize in one word, love. There are three aspects of love. And equanimity is a support, is a foundation for the love to be indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. So if you have these, cultivate these four things, you find your emotional balance. Yeah? You have emotional balance. And you always have the Dhamma joy, which doesn't depend on outside happenings. Doesn't depend on how people recognize you, approve you or not, praise you or not. It doesn't depend on that. At one time, I went to the prison to give talk, when I was sitting outside. I felt, because at that time, I don't know the prison, so inefficient. We have all the documents ready to enter the prison, but they still made me wait for 45 minutes. So while I was waiting outside in a shed, and then I was sitting there for a while. I feel like a kind of oppression of low energy, right? Negativities, enveloping me, Then immediately I realized, because I'm coming near to a place with low karma, low karma place, where there are a lot of people inside there, a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of unhappiness, and a lot of, in fact, the evil mind as well. So I feel the low energy enveloping me. In fact, the whole atmosphere is like that. So then I say, how am I going to preach to these people? The inmates of the prison. And how am I going to preach to them? Then I decide to practice karuna, bhavana, compassion. I took these beings, these suffering beings, these impure mind as object, as my karuna, bhavana object. Just develop compassion towards them. The beauty of the Buddha's teaching is that, some of the meditation practice can take ugly and impure object as object and develop beautiful mind state. What are these practice? Asubha bhavana, impurity practice. You can take the corpse and enter first jhana. And what is first jhana? You have joy and happiness. You can practice the 32 paths of a body and enter first jhana. And you see it's full of joy and happiness. And you can practice karuna bhavana up to first jhana, second jhana, and third jhana. All have the happiness qualities. So then, what is happiness? This kind of Dhamma happiness is recharging, refreshing. It gives you strength. But what is the object of compassion? Suffering and causes of suffering. Causes of suffering means evil. Basically, it means evil. Unwholesome mind, unwholesome qualities. So when I took these negativities, bad object, as the dealer compassion, then I generate Dhamma happiness and generate the strength then I feel refreshed. And I walk into the prison with that compassion mind state and manage to talk to the Chinese. They send the Chinese to talk to me. Chinese inmates about 12, some they wouldn't come. And some are just bound for death sentence. So they wouldn't let them come. Only some came. So I talked to them, I asked them about their life, how you end up here, and then tell them what they can do. I don't know. But that experience was a very unique experience for me, because I started with being enveloped by low energy. I knew it would be very difficult if I was enveloped by low energy. It would be difficult for me to deliver Dharma and to help them, because if you are low, how to help other people? But by this compassion practice, I turned it into object of Dharma practice and strengthen the Dharma powers. So this is how, when you have the undeprivable Dhamma joy and happiness, then you have no fear for low object or evil people or whatever. Just face them with a bright and open heart. So before we approach outside, we all do to serve outside, we better be ready, equip ourselves with these Dhamma powers. The first one is, just now, the dependent origination wisdom and non-self wisdom. This is so useful. Then the second is this. Okay, then the third. Okay, let's read together. Regarding the internals, regarding oneself, I shall incessantly uplift the ability to see things as they really are with wisdom, train up indestructible tolerance, courage, forgiveness, magnanimity, harmony, determination, responsibility, sincerity, mindfulness, for clear comprehensions, wise attention, and childlike vitality and other life powers. After identifying internal two sets of causes and effects, as in suffering, causes of suffering, cessation of suffering, and path leading to the cessation of suffering, I shall cultivate the Dhamma powers of executing and wisely discretizing Dhamma predominance amidst optimization of rationality and emotion. This word discretizing, usually they use it in mathematics. They use some area of knowledge, but I use it also like exercising wisdom. Instead of saying exercising wisdom, wisely exercising Dhamma wisdom or something, I take advantage of these words. I think it's the first time it is used in this way, but it comes from the word discretion. Wisely discretizing Dhamma predominance amidst optimization of rationality and emotion. Optimization means the two aspects, rationality and emotion, two aspects, two wings of the bird. So what does it mean? Later, tomorrow, we go further into this, because actually this involves how to apply the methodology. The methodology of the Buddha means suffering, origin of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path leading to cessation of suffering. Result, cause, and cause. Okay, two sets. Cause and effect for problems and cause and effect for ideals, for the goal. Okay, so when we want to do anything, we first develop our power. This power is seeing things as they really are with wisdom. But this is the main part. When you want to execute something, we want to do something, the first is to see things correctly. Just like as you say, just like when you say you want to get money, yeah, you need to know where the money can come from. What are the possibilities? If you want to say you want to retain people, again, it's the same principle. You need to see things as they really are. You see, for men, we are rational. We tend to be rationally prone. But when you want the talents that you want to retain is a female, is a girl, or maybe a young girl who care about her emotional life, her emotional satisfaction. So if you neglect that part, you may realize that all your rational calculation fail because the emotional part must care. So the first training is the wisdom training about dependent origination, non-self, helps you to have a balanced mind. But the metta, karuna, mudita, upeka, loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity, help us to have the emotional richness, wellness. So when you are emotionally strong, you can touch the mind. I use the word touch. The mind, actually, you can touch the mind of another person and sense the needs of another person who is very different from you. But you have this aspect, you can feel. The first quality and the second quality will help to enhance the third quality, which is see things as they really are with wisdom. It takes from the word yatha bhutang jnana dasanam, but that refers to ultimate reality. Here we refers to all aspects of reality, whether it's conventional reality or ultimate reality. So when we have this ability to see things as they really are, and this is the main thing when we want to solve any problem, we want to do anything, this is the main thing. If you don't see the rest, you cannot work it well. Tolerance, courage, forgiveness, all this difficult to cultivate. But if you can see things as they really are, then you can cultivate all this strength and keep this strength strong. And what is this childlike vitality? Because I translate from the Chinese word, 赤子之心. 赤子之心 actually difficult to translate. It means the childlike mind. But what in Chinese, when we say the childlike mind, it doesn't mean naive, being naive. It doesn't mean that. It means some kind of innocence, purity, vitality, easy to recover from mistakes, easy, very straightforward, frank. All these qualities come under this childlike vitality. Okay, so I just barely translate. You cannot get the exact translation from that. And other life powers. So when you have this, all these things that we have been developing throughout our life, all these qualities of life powers, we need to develop it to the point of indestructible. Not easy to destroy. How to develop it? When a challenge comes. Every time when a challenge comes to us to destroy our good qualities, then if we are aware of the Dhamma, we can bring out the Dhamma in us, especially non-self, especially the dependent origination understanding, especially our metta, karuna, mudita, upeka, and then we can see things as they really are with wisdom, how the cause and effect. Then you can notice that your good qualities cannot be destroyed easily by others. In fact, just this one quality, non-self, it can help so much. Or if you happen to be shaken, you can recover quickly. So once we develop that, then only we are able to have the Dhamma powers of executing and wisely discretizing Dhamma predominance amidst optimization of rationality and emotion. So all these come together, emotion and rationality balance, then you can see things as they really are. Then we are in a position to bring out the Dhamma, to invoke the power of Dhamma. Okay? Okay. For example, quoting the example, just now you discussed about the family. Your family members disagree that you practice Dhamma. So what can you do? If you practice this, if you practice this, okay, non-self and dependent origination. Okay, let's say apply this in your context. Okay, my family members, they are not so have no understanding about why I do like that, why I want to practice this. Okay, first, before we talk about changing them or turn them towards supportive condition for you, first learn not to be shaken, unhurtable. They don't recognize you, don't feel hurt. If you feel hurt, you cannot see properly. Okay, never mind. If you see faith from a perspective of dependent origination, okay, well, they don't support me because they don't understand. They don't know to see the value. Not that they want to hurt a close relative. Not that they want to hurt you, because they don't understand. So if they don't understand you, fine. Why not you understand their ignorance, understand their limitations? With that dependent origination, know that they don't mean bad to you. They just don't understand the worth of learning the Dhamma, the worth of spending time for this matter. Okay? So this dependent origination, understanding, give us the accepting attitude, give us the unhurt mind when you face these unfavorable conditions in your family. Okay? And non-self, after all, why do you still suffer for what is not your mistake? Why should we suffer for what is not our mistake? People make their mistake. Yeah, people want to make mistakes. What can we do? It's not caused by us. If I walk a straight path and someone feel unhappy, what can I do? I need to walk my path, my journey. So in that sense, there's no reason to be hurt, to feel bad about it. First, learn this first. Later, of course, we will talk about how to change people, how to help them, how to guide them into the right path. But before that, first, be unhurtable. Okay? Then this happiness, if you feel composed, you feel good, whatever, how they regard you, how they look at you, you are not shaken. You feel calm and peaceful within yourself. After some time, you see, there's a saying, those that try to push us, try to knock us down, will come to join us when they fail. Yes, it's always like that. You turn into our friends, will be supportive to us also. Because this is the nature of the world that forces gather around strength. If you have the strength, the happiness, undeprivable Dhamma joy. No one can deprive you of the Dhamma joy that you have through the Dhamma practice. Then you'll notice that those who disagree with you today, those who say bad about you, those who show whatever, one day they will turn in a favorable way towards us. This is true, but you need to outlast the negativities they cast upon you. Okay? So this is the second thing. Then the thirdly, when you have all this strength and then your faith towards the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, your commitment to share the goodness, the good thing for others, your mindfulness, all this cannot be shaken, cannot be destroyed. Whatever how people regard you cannot be destroyed. That is a time that you find you can invoke the Dhamma power in your life. Okay? For what? For the next thing. Okay, let's read. Regarding the externals, regarding beings, I shall kindly regard beings with selflessness, infuse in them timely, fitting, suitable natural laws and conditions, using the wisdom of dependent origination with the wish that beings that come into contact with me will be benefited by my contribution, hard work, and achievements, and thus evolve to be better, more Dhammic, and closer to realize liberation and Nibbana. Okay? Again, we come back to these qualities of selflessness. And, and dependent origination understanding. With this, we regard others. We understand others. Okay? And we have the genuine wish that when they meet us, they come into contact with us, may they be better. May they be more Dhammic. May they be closer to realize the liberation of Nibbana. Yes, you wish that. But wish is not sufficient. But at least you know. You regard them with this way. In this way. Give them the timely, fitting, suitable natural laws and conditions using the wisdom of dependent origination. You check, is it the right time? When is the time to tell Dhamma to your family? When is the time they need Dhamma? You know that? Do you know? Everyone needs Dhamma at one point or another in their life. Do you know when? When suffering manifests. Now, if they are so happy, okay, fine, I wait. I just wait. Wait for your time. But one day, let's say they get worked up. If you are happy, you know, you can be balanced. Whatever happens outside, you'll be balanced. Then you are in a position to share your joy with them. Okay, one day, they lose something, they are unhappy, they feel sad, they quarrel. That is the time we exercise our wisdom. I remember one time, my family, the cousin between the uncles, and my father, they got into family problems, So unhappy. So unhappy with each other. Because certain words I say, you say, and that. But one thing very unique in my family is that sometimes, usually they may not be happy with me because I became a monk and not be a lawyer. But later, somehow they realize when some problem happen in the family, they want to seek my opinion. They would like to bring me to their side, So when I came, one day I went back to the home. Because sure, my relatives already knew. They already knew when I came back. So they just arrived a short while after I reached home. Then start talking about the family problems. What your father say, what I say, like that, So it's all messy. It's all messy. All about the past. So I listen very patiently. I know they need to talk. They need a good listener. So, okay, I lent my ears to them. So I say, okay, I listen. Then after half an hour, then when they get tired of talking, all the right and wrong, all the messy discussion, then I just ask, 家陣你哋想我為你做乜? You know the Cantonese, now what do you expect me to do for you right now? You see? While they were talking about problems, my mind was already on solution. This is the Dhamma way. As a Dhamma practitioners, the Buddha didn't teach us two noble truths. Suffering and origin of suffering, but Buddha didn't teach this. The Buddha waited until he realized the third and fourth to preach the Four Noble Truths. So why should we regard things with two noble truths? I regard the world with Four Noble Truths wisdom. So if you tell me the problem, I know the causes come from all your mind, the defilements in your mind, then I care about solution. So one word, one sentence only. What do you think I can do for you right now? I just ask, tell me what I can do for you. Suddenly you wake up, nothing can be done already, all done. All the worst past, bad words between each other, already is over. There's no way to pull back. If you want to wipe out from your memory, okay. Otherwise, you keep it in your memory, okay. There's no way to say, to take back the worst anymore. When we say take back, it's also as a conventional presentation only. Once it's out, it's out. The karma is done, it's done. So what we want to do is disentangle from that past. So what can we do for you now? So you see, this is how with Dhamma, being myself able to not be shaken by things happening, then I can impart to them just by one single word only. Okay? Okay. So then this next one. Okay, let's read together. Regarding the externals, regarding beings, I shall prudently love all beings with loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity, feel their feelings, perceive their needs, penetrate their good and evil, understand their being dependently originated, and simply reach them well. So when we have this kind of emotional richness, well, then we can feel other people, feel their feelings, perceive the needs, penetrate their good and evil, and understand that and simply wish them well. So coming back to our brothers, the talented, you say, maybe if we the girl, if we know what she wants, let's say I can't say for sure. Just say if you have done that approach, maybe there's a chance to keep the person, maybe if you understand what she wants and talk to her, and then if you really don't want to be with the boyfriend in the same company, it's still, but it is possible to tell her, you can switch your mind, tell her, I can teach you how to switch your mind, even in working place, you don't fall into that emotional things. Then outside, now you go when you leave the company, you can do anything. But in the company, you can switch your mind and teach the person how to conquer the unpleasantness that she encountered. If you can help her, have a heart-to-heart talk with her, let her speak all her feelings, let her talk feelings, I know it's very difficult for men to listen to women talking feelings. I had that difficulty all around and around. Sorry, I have no disrespect for women. But it's true, Sometimes when women talk feelings, I'm not saying they are wrong. I'm just saying that we are handicapped to know that, Men are handicapped in this kind of aspect. I feel myself, I felt not easy. But I sincerely try. But it's not easy. But we need to be patient. Even though sometimes we may say, why? This again? But we need to be patient, respect. Because half of the world operate like that, So we need to understand with patience. So maybe we can share with her a little bit. And if she finds solutions, she finds she can have the same happiness and things, what she wants, and more pay, maybe she will stay on. So in this way. But you don't exhaust of possibilities before you attempt this aspect. But if you know you have covered all this, still there's some condition which is beyond. Then you cannot help. It's beyond us. Yes, there are sometimes things are beyond us. Yeah. Okay. Then next, let's read this together. Regarding the externals, regarding beings, I shall see beings' current states and potentialities, the inclination and needs of their rationality and emotion as they really are with wisdom, and exercise my tolerance, courage, forgiveness, magnanimity, harmony, determination, responsibility, sincerity, mindfulness, four clear comprehensions, wise attention, and childlike vitality, and other life powers to my level best. After identifying internal two sets of causes and effects as in suffering, causes of suffering, cessation of suffering, and path leading to the cessation of suffering, I shall infuse in beings Dhamma and conditions that enable them to evolve to be better, more Dhammic, and closer to realize liberation and Nibbana. That is for our Dhamma Earth context. In the company context, family context, you don't always end up with Nibbana or whatever. Okay, so apply it in your context. Okay. But in our organization, we want to bring people closer to Nibbana, or at least cultivate the seed for it. Okay. So when come to first after the previous one about non-self and dependent origin, this is the wisdom part, this is the emotional part. Then now we are in a position to see things as they really are. See what? In leadership, what do we need to see? The current state. How this person is in what current state? Worked up, unhappy, happy, blur, uncertain, anything. Recognize that. But if you yourself don't have that peaceful mind and rich emotions, then you don't feel so easily. Even the thing is so obvious in front of us, we may not feel it. You may not feel it. For example, when I talk to you, I feel some of you are getting very sleepy, quite tired, I can see. It is understandable. Might be, have hard work, you see squeeze your time, to, yeah, that's why we need to see. Otherwise, how? Sometimes we need to, when we see, then only we can help. Okay, and potentialities, what the person is capable of, the hidden potential. We need to see inclination, the person's inclination, the person's needs, the rational needs and emotional needs as well. So after that, you see that with all the Dhamma powers, all various of Dhamma powers, you work it to the level best. Try to effectively bring out this to help others. Okay? This is to help others. Now, you see, very fast just now when we give you an issue, you notice that when we give you a question about company, a question about organization, about family and friends, how do you approach it? Immediately you jump to solving the problem, right? Did you do this? First, prepare yourself. Secondly, instead of getting the people, oh, please, I need people in Dhamma Earth, I need people. I want the Dhamma Earth to prosper. I want more fresh human resource. No, we don't do that. We try to understand people. What is your needs? What is your feelings? What is your, inclination? And is it suitable? You don't try to just capture people, ignoring people's welfare and want the purpose to work. No. You see, only when we find there are common things that can come together. It is common thing. You don't go all around to simply grab everybody. You see, people who have a common wish, that we share the common, which Dhamma Earth can also provide. I believe, if I don't believe Dhamma Earth or this teaching of the Buddha can solve your problem that you want or your goals that you aspire for, I wouldn't go to approach you in a selfish manner and just pull you in. We cannot do like that. But if I see that you have the needs and you have the potential, and I believe that your needs and your potential will be fully fulfilled and satisfied when you come in, and it will be mutually beneficial, then only we want to bring people in. That's a very important principle. If you don't care for the person, don't ask the person to just sacrifice everything just for the organization. That's not sustainable. People can do it for a while, but people cannot do it for a long time. So this is why we need to understand and see first, and after that, help people to come nearer. So this part, if you don't find this common part, then you cannot just make people change their life if they don't have this common thing. This is important. Okay? And then you not only as a leader, you should care about this part, you should also care about this part or this part. The unique needs of the individual, the unique needs. Okay? Not that my company need this, I need this, my organization need this, so you must come in and I just lure you in. No, that's not enough. You really care with a genuine concern and genuine care. What is the person's need? What is the person's difficulties? And you try to solve for them. Like that. Okay? So then, after that, if you care for yourself, have these three qualities, non-self aspect, the rational part, and then the emotional part, and then you can see things as they really are and with your abilities, then you can apply this strength for the welfare of the external one, the other parties, Then only we can talk about let's do the work, commit to the mission, and accomplish it together. You see, first care about human first. If you don't care about humans, you just want to get things done and done and done, then there's no leadership. Leadership means you bring out the potential of others. Let people perform better with your company, associating with you. 1 + 1 is more than 2. If the person joining the company and feel better off, why should the person leave? People leave when they feel, I don't get what I want. Yeah. As our sister Petra, right? Sister Petra saying, she was saying, yeah, if I don't get what I want, so do you know what she wants? That's important. You want to show what she wants. See? Like that. Okay? So then we go into, after we take care of ourselves, we take care of other people as a human, as a whole, emotionally, rationally, then we can talk about if there are areas where our interests, our desire, our needs overlap, then we can talk about how to perform the mission together. If we don't have overlap, don't force it. I believe it is not fair. We try to turn people to sacrifice their life, sacrifice their aspiration, and just to meet what we want them to do. I think that's not fair. If as a leader, if you don't have that kind of sense of fairness, we cannot be a good leader. We must be genuine. That people also have their life to live. They have their aspiration. Yeah, no doubt, we always have a feeling that what the Buddha gave to us is the best. But people may not be ready to swallow it, you see. So if I can, I help you. I create the ladder for you to step up. But still cannot, yeah, so be it. We respect people. So in that way, the natural resources, the conditions come together and sustain naturally by themselves without force. That is Dhamma leadership. Okay? Okay. So let's read this. Regarding events, regarding mission, I shall invoke the Dhamma power of dependent origination and non-self, realistically identify and master the relevant conditions for ultimate and periodical goals in an aloof manner, enhancing plus elements and eliminating minus elements, manifesting Dhamma and Karma powers to materialize beneficial ideals and goals. Okay? When we are non-self, then we realistically, if we have a self, then we cannot see things properly. Now we master the relevant conditions. Some ultimate goal means liberation, nibbana. Periodical goal also we need to take care. For example, for our youth, many youth people, they are so young. You just keep telling them about nibbana, they don't feel it. What I see from our teaching youth, some because they just come to the society, they just finish their studies, they want to feel establish themselves in the world. They want to feel confident. They want to feel useful. They want to feel they can practice what they learned in the universities and how to work well, to make a living. They want that. Unless one or two very rare few may play with the thought of becoming a monk or nun, but mostly they are still lay people. So they, at that age, they are footing in the society not firm yet. Career, money making, whatever, house, car, whatever. So they have this concern. You see? So what do we do as a Dhamma teaching? We will try to teach the Dhamma in the way that they can have emotional balance and emotional strength, the three qualities, so that they stand firm. They don't get shaken. They are the mind is composed when they undertake any mission, any job, any work, any career, like that. So plus elements and minus elements. I purposely use this word. It may be unconventional to use it in this way, but I purposely use it so that easy to remember. Plus and minus, right? So what is plus means advantageous to it. Now it's a beneficial, conducive to it. Then it is a plus. And minus is something that make it unconducive, unhelpful. That's minus. Okay? So we need to know conditions for this. Okay? So having this wisdom, rationality part, it helps us to do this. Okay, the next. Regarding events, regarding mission, I shall apply the measureless mind of loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity to empower every thought initiated, every word spoken, and every step taken, every action through body, speech, and mind to eventually be a plus Dhamma and conditions that deliver true Dhamma welfare for all beings. It is a mistake. It should be every action without S. Without S. It's not, in this case, it's no plural. Grammatically wrong, but okay. So plus and minus, now emotionally. Empower every thought. Emotion is a power. Actually, it's a power. You see, that's why sometimes you find men find more difficulty to meditate. Why? Too rational. You look at the breath like that. Rational. They have no feeling. You see the woman, if they get worked up with emotion, yes, they get very messy. But once they zoom in, frankly speaking, I notice many women disciples, they get emotional, unhappy here and there, then can work up with a lot of trivialities. But once you help them out of it, guide them out of it, once they become very clear, the emotion is such a great power. Very fast they get concentration. Why? Because women are emotionally rich and easy to touch the object. Easy to touch the object. Men are rational, slow and steady, But women sometimes so passionate, it can be wrongly directed. But once it is rightly directed, it becomes very powerful. So this emotion, we should balance up, develop good emotions, so that this will empower every thought, every word, every step that we take. From all body, speech, and mind, we will always generate plus Dhamma conditions. Okay? Then, so when we have this drive, then you find that you want to execute a mission, a goal, you want to inspire, your group, that everyone feel motivated towards the same goal. It's possible. But if you don't have this part and only rationally, coldly say this is good, this is merit, this is nibbana, it doesn't work so well. You don't have this power. So this emotional balance is important. Okay, the next. Regarding events, regarding mission, I shall exercise the wisdom that see things as they really are, and indestructible tolerance, courage, forgiveness, magnanimity, harmony, determination, responsibility, sincerity, mindfulness, for clear comprehensions, wise attention, and childlike vitality and other life powers. Identifying internal two sets of causes and effects as in suffering, causes of suffering, cessation of suffering, and path leading to the cessation of suffering, I shall cultivate the Dhamma powers of executing and wisely discretizing Dhamma predominance, accomplishing tasks, and contribute towards the collective goals of all Buddhas and Dhamma earth amidst optimization of rationality and emotion. Now, when we talk about the actually doing it, not only have the perspective to do it, have the emotion, drive to do it, now actually doing it. You need to see things as they really are. You need to have garner all these Dhamma powers, and then you need to precisely work on the causes, and then wisely discretizing Dhamma predominance. You want to 法主, 知行法主 means, or 执行法主. 执行 means executing. 知行 means wisely discretizing. You apply by wisdom. You apply it. Then, so that eventually the goal is what? For Dhamma Earth, our goal is the all Buddha's goal. And of course, we have a specific Dhamma Earth goals as well. Collective goals of all Buddhas and Dhamma Earth. Why here we bring in all Buddha's goals? So that I would like our Dhamma Earth members, either committee, Dhamma workers or whatever, not to have a narrow mind to care about Dhamma Earth only. Sometimes we may train up people, useful, capable, missionary people. Not only they may not contribute, they may have their vast karmic link elsewhere. So if they, for us, if our people that we generate, we cultivate, we train up, if they can benefit the Buddha Sasana, can benefit all beings, that's good. Now we don't keep people, oh, you must be in Dhamma. We don't do like that. If they go and serve and help others, it's okay. Just like we have two Sangha members in Nandaka. We never say the word, it's okay. Nandaka, they're preaching well. So if we have a Sangha member come to help in Nandaka, why not? We don't only think about Dhamma Earth. We think about welfare for beings and for the Buddha Sasana. Like that. But for Dhamma Earth, we have a specialty. Specialty in the sense we have a common way of organizing ourselves. We agree upon these standards and principles. So when we organize ourselves, when we have differences, we know how to solve it according to a set of rules. So in that sense, we have the convenience and advantages. Like that only. But we don't go and say that Dhamma Earth people can only serve Dhamma Earth. No. We don't say like that. But we do say, if you are so time limited, you don't have the time. For example, for committee. How? Even for our organization, you have so much to work. You want to step here, do there, too many things. How are you going to do? So we advise people to focus. If you want to help other place, you help. You want to focus, do here, don't scratch here a little bit, scratch there a little bit. That's what we mean only. But we don't mean that if you go, our people go over next time, be in other organizations and stuff, then they say, no, you don't come back to do donation, Dana here. No, we are welcome you back anytime as you like. Welcome you. Just that when you have too big work in your hands, you don't do well. You might as well focus on one like that only. That's why we have many members and many devotees. They are not committed in Dhamma Earth. You know, some even not committed. They just help here, help there. Also, some also go and serve other places. At one time, the cook from Dengkil came to say, he came up to Dhamma Earth and said, "Wow, I like this place. I like to stay here. It's a forest. Then Bante, can I come here to work?" I said, "Yes, we need a cook, but Dengkil need you more. Unless Dengkil find another good cook, then release you, then I don't mind. I would like to have a cook. But I think Dengkil need a cook." I said, "Please, I think I don't want to pull people from Dengkil." I said, "You continue to serve in Dengkil. It's good." So in that, so I think it is with that spirit, when we think don't think in terms of Dhamma Earth only. We see for the all Buddhas teaching. But true enough, Dhamma is an organization with a lot of things going on. You have a lot of tasks to do. So if you take up one post, already not so easy, especially KL people. Where to find so much time? So if you take one job here, one task here, you don't fulfill. You might as well don't take up so many. You want to focus one place, you go ahead. We wish you well. But if you want to do here, you focus like that only. So that whatever you undertake, please be responsible and do it well. That's our point. Okay? Okay, this is the last. Regarding events, regarding mission. May this body and mind be a vehicle for Dhamma, fulfill the wisdom of dependent origination and non-self, kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity, wisdom that see things as they really are, and various Dhamma powers, enabling this hard-earned human life to sacrifice to the best and brightest. Yeah, for us, sacrifice doesn't mean bad, because there's a cause and effect. When you sacrifice your energy, you sacrifice a part of your life, your time. In fact, when you can sacrifice best, you are getting the best merits in return. So this sacrifice doesn't mean you kill yourself, not like that. Yeah. In fact, this number 10 is general. It doesn't refer to events and mission. Yeah, this should be cancelled. The C1 should be cancelled. This number 10 actually is general, refers to all the A, B, and C. Okay. Okay. Now we have certain yardstick. Just now all the principle. Okay. The fundamental, the three big qualities. One is dependent origination, non-self. The other is emotional one, metta, karuna, mudita, upeka. And then the third one is all kind of Dhamma powers led by the seeing things as they really are. The wisdom that see things as they really are. Okay? Then you apply that internally, apply that externally, and apply these three things on the events. Okay? Now, you want to know the good service. What are good service? Look at the yardsticks. Okay, yardsticks are the measure standard. Okay, let's recite. Good service yardsticks. Result: achieving overall most perfect targeted result with reasonable input. Process: service process full of dhammic joy arising out of learning and service. Sustainable for oneself. Serve to the point that one wishes to serve again. Sustainable for the service. Serve to the point that bystanders will admire the service opportunity and wish to participate or take over. Okay. So this means good service to me. Okay. I think if you can serve well, it should produce these four results. Okay. First, the result is good. With reasonable input, you produce a good result, good service result, whatever you aim for, achieve the result. Then not only the result should be good, the process should be good. You have a lot of, you do it with joy. You serve it with joy. So that's the reason why we don't want to push people. We want to inspire people to serve and not force people to serve. Inspiring people to serve is to bring out their inner motivation to serve. But pushing people to serve is you don't arouse the desire to serve just out of compliance people do to us. That's no good. We don't want that to happen. That is why in Dhamma, you notice that we don't plan a project usually, especially the big one. We don't plan it and then pull people around to fit the position. Usually what I do is I look at the human resources, the people that I have, and how much time they can afford, and then what they can achieve, what they can do. Then after that, I would suggest to them, I will come up with a project. For example, we have a Lumini program. We tried, the people told me it was possible to get from the Lumini Development Trust, it's possible to get a free land, like 2 acres. 2 acres are to build a monastery in Lumini. So at first we were discussing about it, and the committee already approved. And the Sangha also approved. At the end, we scrapped it. You know why? I need people to execute it. And I was thinking, who can do? You need someone who know a little bit of, who can lead and plan, who's capable, and who understand Dhamma, and also understand our Dhamma earth policy, our principle, our underlying or fundamental logic. So I noticed that we have many capable people, but some they aspire to be attain arahantship. So they are say on the path to continue the practice. Some are teaching already and involved. But there are many who are capable but not rounded enough to be on their own. They need to be guided by teachers. So by the teachers' hands are full, and I myself want to meditate. So I look. Only one or two candidates possible. And one of them is Sally Amata Gawesi. She was an engineer. She was an engineer. And she was with us for a long time already, more than 10 years. And she's very good selling. And she has practiced well. So all the criteria went to her. She was the best candidate to champion, to lead the project. So I called her up. I said, Sally, do you think this you can do? She said, Bante, I think the idea is good, but I want to check with my father, Brother Yong. Okay, she's Brother Yong's daughter. Then she want to check, they're trying to discuss from various aspects. Okay, I say it's fine, because Brother Yong also is an engineer, a retired engineer, and very experienced. He understands when you want to do a project, what will be involved, what kind of resources is needed. So he's more familiar with that. So after 1 or 2 days, we talked through the phone again. And she said, Bante, I wish to meditate and continue my practice. If I once I get entangled, I may not be able to further my practice. I want to continue. So I say, if that's okay, I wish you well. Okay? I said, don't worry about it. So this project is meant to proceed. There's no problem. Yes, we just scrap it. Then the Sangha also wonder, oh, I say, yes, because I don't find a leader. A good leader is necessary. Otherwise, the Sangha must come in. But the Sangha wants to meditate. So in this situation, when the rest of the other people's hands are full, then I need a free hand to do it. But this free hand, she has no desire. Not that she has no desire to help. She has her other priority in her life. So I say, I don't twist your life. If you have a priority to further in the practice, I will encourage you. I rejoice for you. And by all means, please proceed. So we scrap that project. So in Dhamma Earth, we do it this way. Okay? So that in order to protect the process when people serve, when they are really happy to serve, we inspire people only. But if they really don't, no problem. Don't feel shy to say no to Bande Maṅgala, to say shy to Sangha. It's okay. As long as we have a valid, good aspiration, it's fine. So if it is good service, you would feel so happy to doing it. You always like to do it again, or maybe do something higher. But you will not say, "Well, this is my last. I don't want to come back anymore." You will not have this kind of feeling, because it gives you so much satisfaction and learning that you think it is worthwhile. Okay, and sustainable for the service means you do to the point that other people will admire you. Oh, you have this opportunity to serve the sasana. How nice! I see you who's joyful, and you become wiser and having more abilities. After you do service, and I like to join you. So if that's the case, then the service becomes sustainable. That's why I don't want our people, our servants, to serve to the point that people will look at them, oh, so afraid. Oh, so I don't want to join. Then you may produce a big success now, but you cannot have the next time. You cannot. So this is important. So like that. This is the first. Then service attitude. Good service attitude. Okay, let's read it. Can't bear to see the deterioration of the Buddha Sasana. Can't bear to see things being suffered. Just wish you well. Loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, equanimity. Yeah. Wait. Yes, this equanimity. So this is a good service attitude. I guess it's self-explanatory and no need to explain further. If you have this genuine heart, how nice. So then the second one, not for personal gain, grateful that you give me an opportunity to learn and grow. May the merit of this service be a supporting condition for my realization of Nibbana. Enjoy the service process. What is that? Oh, you read that. No need. Look at this. You read this first. Not for personal gain. This, is it conflicting with the number 7? No. When we talk about personal gain, usually it refers to the selfish, worldly one, when we say supporting condition for a relationship, Nibbana, it doesn't mean craving. It's just like when you need money, you earn money. You need water, you drink water. You need, in the samsara, you want to be free from suffering, you need to realize Nibbana. And then you need to create the condition. If you don't create the supporting condition, there's no way to achieve it. So just like that, okay? And then feel grateful. You don't do a service with a like bossy attitude. I'm serving you with a high profile manner. That is bad service. When we serve, we are grateful. When there are people to be served by us, then we can generate merit. You go to Brahma world, do you think you get this opportunity? Everyone is Brahma. You are Brahma, I am Brahma. Who want to serve whom? I don't need your service. Nobody needs your service. Only in human world, you can perform service easily. You go to Brahma world, you know, that's why the Bodhisattva don't want to stay long in Brahma world. They come down to human world to serve. Understand? So be grateful. When you have opportunity to serve, be grateful. Recently, some Buddhists, some devotees, they have family members who suffer bad sickness that requires a lot of attention and service. They feel so exhausted and then they feel unhappy. I told them, I say, you see, when you serve, remember the person give you a chance to serve, you are cultivating merit. And your relative give you a chance to serve, And in fact, they suffer more, Yeah. You like to be served on the bed, in the bed, or you prefer to serve? Which one? If you are given a choice, serving the one bedridden or you end up bedridden yourself, which one you prefer? Right or not? So think like that. The bedridden one suffer more than you. So have that kind of empathy and feeling and know that, you are still so fortunate. You are serving and you are cultivating merit. And the person, no chance, so hard. So with that attitude, be grateful. Enjoy the service process. Next. Feeling satisfied and a sense of accomplishment after doing it well. Capable to decide, capable to execute, capable to undertake responsibility. Able to cherish and feel grateful towards the right and wrong criticism. Able to review, able to rectify. Okay? Satisfied. When you feel this satisfied doesn't mean selfish desire. No. It's a joy of doing something good. Sense of accomplishment. It is okay. It need not come with pride. Don't believe that this feeling sure is pride. No. When you do something good, you rejoice. The Arahants also do like that, You read the Theragatha and Therigatha. Arahants, when they achieve Arahantship, they feel so much joy. They feel so satisfied with their striving, So it is correct to do that, to feel good. So when you feel good, this feeling will be a motivation for you to sustain and do better. Because happiness is a power. And then in the process, also we need to cultivate the ability to decide, ability to execute, ability and to undertake a responsibility. And then after you have served so well, be ready still to receive right and wrong criticism. Yeah, some people say I can accept right criticism, but wrong criticism I cannot. Yeah, let me tell you, from my experience, out of 10 criticism I receive, I think 7 criticism are wrongly directed or misconceived. But we are still humble and waiting to get the straight, correct criticism. Because it is not easy to be understood by people. Very often we do all the right thing, but people don't understand. They don't see in our position as a leader. So they tend to misunderstand us. And then they try to criticize us because of lack of understanding. But it is okay. It is okay. I believe most criticism that I receive are meant well. Even wrong criticism were well meant. They did it with a heart that I want to help Bande Maṅgala. I want to help the teacher. Yeah. So because of that, let's appreciate. Wrong criticism because of lack of understanding only, not bad heart. So we cherish a good heart. See, if we fight back and throw back the dirt to them, then people, why should I criticize you? What is the benefit? People don't see the benefit of criticizing you or telling you their disagreement. Then, well, who is at loss? We are at loss. We don't see our back. We don't see what happened. We don't see the mistake we made. So, for myself, I would rather thank every criticism, right or wrong, be so thankful to them. Hopefully, they will continue. Right today, they may criticize me correct or wrongly, but I hope that one day they will end up finding out something useful for me. You see, in the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, the one who point out our mistake is just like someone who point out where the treasure lies, where the treasure is. Because this is the place where we find how to change and transform, So we have this attitude. So after all the service, don't feel so puffed up and so great about giving service. Continue to serve in a humble manner. That's most beautiful. And able to review, able to rectify. Okay? Good service, so let's read. Good service efficiency. Quality and quantity. Achieving achievable quality and quantity. Time. Completing on or ahead of time. Yeah. Quantity of service and quality of service. If it is achievable, what does it mean? If someone can do it, that means it's achievable. At least we let our service come to the top. We emulate the top performer, people who can do well. So we say, well, if he can do, it means I can emulate the example and do it. So this is the thing, quantity and quality. Okay, then good service quality, beneficiaries. The process producing comfort, confidence, and hope. Beneficiaries. The result is much appreciated, cherished, and hoped for. You see, when you good service quality, you don't be your own judge. Very often we tell people, you're not doing correctly. No, I so good, so good, so good. You be your own judge. No. It is always the receiver side, receiving end, decide whether the service is well directed or not, is good or not. So process is important. People who know how to serve with good process, they will master people's hope. They'll make you, okay, halfway and tell you, at what stage I have arrived in this doing. Then confidence. Those days I remember when we post something long ago, you don't know where, one day the parcel arrived, then you get the result, But the modern way of delivery logistics, they at one point where your parcel reach, at one point where they can check online, right? Where it reach from one point to another. So you see, Because of that, they improve the service quality. Then the business also become better. It produces comfort, confidence, and hope. Yeah. And the result is good. Process is good and result is good. Okay. But who judge it? The beneficiaries, the receivers. Okay. And then good growth in the service. Good growth in the service. Improvement. Outperform one's past record. Improvement. Helping colleagues outperform their past record. Improvement. Leaving behind a wealth of experience record for the successors to outperform oneself. Yeah. So we want to improve in this way. Yourself outperform your past. Don't compare with other people. When you compare other people, something not fair. Yeah, sometimes you can compare, but sometimes you get disheartened. Some people are born to be top performers. You know what to do, they're genius. You cannot. Never mind. As long as you keep improving, compare to yourself, you have outperformed yourself and do better. Okay, that's good. Then secondly, you don't not only be the good scorers, you must be good assists, produce good assists, right? Those who know football and basketball, the good performers, they always they are judged by, like, who is a famous footballer now? Messi? Very messy. No, his name is Messi. Or those days those days our time Maradona. So this, how people judge their value? How many goals you kick in and passes? The good pass we call assist. You pass and then the other person kick in the ball and then you create the assist. That means you help your colleagues to outperform their past record. People like to play with you because when you are around as companion, they perform better. So such a person is very valuable. It seems nowadays Pele and Maradona seems to be good leader. Huh? They used to help their team to perform well. Once they go into the field, the whole morale change. Yeah. This is what makes them valuable, so valuable, because they help their colleagues to outperform their past record, make them perform better. And then the third one is very valuable, more valuable. You write down the SOP, how to do, keep a good record. For example, a student's camp, keep a record of the games, what types of game, what kind of effect it comes out. People who come after you, even if they don't meet you, they don't have no experience, they can read that and can derive a lot of useful material and recorded experiences for their performance. So this is important. So if I find someone who is irreplaceable, only you can do. Don't tell me you're a good performer. To me, you're a danger into the organization. Why? Without you, the whole organization will collapse. This is not good. A real good performer will care to divert or to prevent the risk that may be caused by their absence. Okay, then good service merit. Good service merit. One is touched by the power of one's own merits, that one wishes to make aspirations and sharing of means right away, without feeling the slightest mechanization of doing good. Ever selfless, Dhamma strengthens more loving and compassionate, wiser, more virtuous, and more winning power. You see, one is you actually have a sense of merit. If you really perform it with a selfless manner, with love, with tact, with skillfulness, you can feel it so good, and you see the result is good. You see the process is good. You'll feel the merit yourself. You'll be touched by yourself. Okay, and then after that service, you see all the good qualities coming up in your mind. ever selfless. The Dhamma power strengthens. You become more loving and more compassionate. You become wiser. You become more virtuous and more winning power. Winning in the sense that charismatic people trust you more. People feel better with your companion. Why? Because you make people perform better with your presence. 1 + 1 more than 2. Then naturally, the more you do this kind of work, 1 + 1 more than 2, make other people be enriched, be more capable with your presence, with your company, then this quality, 感召力, winning power, naturally come to you. Naturally come to you. Okay? This example of service style, you can write 10 types of 1, 10 or 20, 30. There are lots of book writing about this. Okay? But we give a few examples. Okay? Examples of service styles, expectation levels. Managing well the expectation levels of beneficiaries. Suitably provide periodical reports and notifications. The heart of beneficiaries. Willing to feel the hearts of beneficiaries. Be comforting to free the receiving experience from any sense of heaviness. As smooth as clouds and water. Natural, genuine, substantial, enduring, timely initiative. Like teacher, like friend, the Dhamma in service is educating, the friendship in service is empowering. Stable and can be expected. Reliable personality and wholesomeness, character serves as a guarantee. Okay. So these are a few examples, the style you serve, Recently, I received a very touching writing from a bhikkhu, Venerable Sukha, a young monk, a new monk, who ordained in last December, from Hainan, China. He went with climbing the Annapurna, to the Annapurna mountain together with our group, led by Venerable Dharakita, Venerable Susudachara, and Venerable Ratapala as well, and many of them. So it's a big team climbing the Annapurna. And they face quite a lot of challenge because of altitude sickness, and some cannot, some get sick, some fell down, when more than 50 over people do climb the hill, this is to be expected. Some people may not be so strong, whatever. Okay? And COVID also, they also got COVID problem in that early. But Venerable Sukha, he wrote to me in WeChat, so touching. He said, "We feel so inspired by Dhamma Earth Group. When Venerable Buddha Rakita was lag behind, couldn't reach the lunch place before the time is running, or before the closing time for lunch, the noon time. So Mr. Lau, Mr. Lau is Samanyin, reached there first, took the food and rushed down to make sure Venerable Buddha Rakita got his lunch, got his food. He felt so touched. And when he got sick, when the Buddha Rakita came around, Siali Anatta, a doctor came around, Siali Anatta, and then Siali SV all came to care for him. He said, I was so exhausted and so felt so out and down and out. Then I was inspired by their love. Then I forget my own difficulties, He said, I was so dizzy, couldn't, so blur, but so much love showered upon himself. Then he said, so he wrote to me purposely to thank me for supporting him for that trip. But that shows when in the community, when we really regard each other with genuine heart, that's very wonderful. Very, very wonderful. So he felt that, he said, when I became a monk, I was expecting a very reclusive, very lonely life. Then I was ready to face it. But I get these bonuses, I feel this brotherhood, this kind of community, which he he felt like 弥补, what do you say 弥补? Yeah, like mend the, compensate for the loss he experienced in childhood. Because he's one child, in China, he's one child. The father is very busy in doing business. A lot. The business is big, doing a lot of things. So then he felt in childhood, he couldn't get so much attention from parents. But now, after becoming a monk, when he got sick or whatever, the whole community, everyone care for each other like that. He quote a lot of examples. He told me the stories. Where I felt, wow, wonderful. Is our team working so well? Yeah, no doubt we have a lot of challenges. But the way we face and went through the challenges together is full of love, compassion, wisdom. So he felt so good being a monk in the community. Okay, one more. That's last part. Then we'll put a stop. Just 5 things only. 5 contribution areas of Dhamma propagation. Dhammic personality, skillful in executing instructions, able to propagate Dhamma by example and by speech, capable to contribute in strategic planning, renounced. So anyone who gives service, this is a 5 aspect you can contribute. But just by Dhammic personality is already beautiful. Okay, so we take a break. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.